Alright, so I just came back from the shop and we gotta talk about Absolute Batman 2025 Annual. For those unfamiliar about the Absolute Batman, this is a different version of the Batman that you might be used to. This guy is basically like if Bane were Batman, at least in terms of size.
Looking like a double-wide surprise. God damn.
Batman in the Absolute Universe is huge. Yeah, there's been many a joke calling him like Bat Lesnar or Bat Bane or whatever. The guy like I think normally walks around like 6'8", 6'9", something like that, over 300 something pounds. And in this universe, he is also a more brutal Batman. Like Batman has the no-kill policy. Absolute Batman has kind of the same thing. He has a no-kill policy, but he also doesn't have a I won't fuck you up policy. He definitely has an I will fuck you up policy, so there is that. We actually talked about this on the Blerd Cave when it was originally announced. Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta, who are over the Absolute Batman books before this annual, they were going to be bringing in two writers who are also artists. They were going to be bringing in Daniel Warren Johnson and James Warren to do two separate stories in this book. Now, the James Warren story I think is good, but it's not really the reason why I'm making this video. I think it's a good story. It's in the back half of the book. I'm really here more to talk about the Daniel Warren Johnson side of it, mostly because I'm a Daniel Warren Johnson stan, but also because this was just really damn good. I will also say if you are someone who really likes Daniel Warren Johnson, or if you just got introduced to Daniel Warren Johnson because of this, I will say go check out his other works like Do a Power Bomb. You can also check out his Transformers series, which he just wrapped up a 24-issue run on Transformers. And I would also recommend checking out one of his other series, The Moon is Following Us. Really good stuff. That said, what's up with this book? Well, the main thing is that Batman is traveling out to this new territory. None of this takes place, at least to my understanding, within Gotham proper. He's going to a place called Slaughter Swamp. They're apparently an encampment, like an immigrant encampment, and there are people who are basically harassing the immigrants, most of which are people who are implied to be of Latin origin, like probably from Mexico or like South America. While it's very important, the main core idea is that immigrants are being demonized and attacked by the locals of Slaughter Swamp because they feel like they've been disenfranchised. They feel like, oh, we were supposed to be getting all these jobs, and we had this plant, all this good stuff supposed to be coming to happen to us. The other thing is that, Batman shows up, he's buying a ton of gear, and he winds up encountering these white supremacists. And what I love about this story is how Daniel Warren Johnson unapologetically tackles this. Like, once again, he is both writing and providing art for this story, so he is telling the story from beginning to the middle to the end the way he wants to. When Bruce encounters these white supremacists and see them in action attacking immigrants and literally like assaulting them, physically assaulting them and accosting them, taking a child's toys and breaking them, all, mind you, people who are dressed up like Professor Pig, which is kind of funny in and of itself. But once Batman gets involved in this and the white supremacists gang up on him and they basically beat his ass because he doesn't have his bat gear on. This is just Bruce walking around. And more specifically when they sneak in some cheap shots on him. But Bruce comes back later after being jumped on. And this is where I think a lot of people are going to be really talking about this book, because these people, they're not Nazis in the sense that like, oh, they might be not. No. These people are Nazis. There's a point when Bruce comes back as actual Batman. He's got his full regalia on and everything. He's got all of his gadgets and weapons and tactics and things of that nature. When Bruce returns as Batman and puts boot to ass, the next 12, almost 13 pages are just Bruce breaking off Nazis, and it's amazing. And I'm not talking about he's just punching him here, he's gonna elbow there, he's gonna do a little kick and knock him down, make him have a skin knee or something like that. No. Bruce is fighting them. He's fighting these white supremacists the way that he would fight Deathstroke, or that he would fight Killer Croc, or that he would fight Black Mask, or Prometheus or something in the Prime universe. He's fighting these people like they are actual supervillains, which is what they are. That's what a white supremacist is. They're basically a racist villain, literally a caricature of a person, and he's handling the way they need to be dealt with. You don't talk to Nazis. You don't sit at the table with Nazis and try and work things out amicably. No, you do the thing that people's forefathers did when fighting Nazis. You fight them, you put them down. There is no good Nazi. There's no such thing as a good Nazi, like ever. It just ain't a thing. What I love about this too, if you are new to Daniel Warren Johnson, for those who don't know, Daniel Warren Johnson is a huge fan of wrestling, more specifically New Japan Pro Wrestling, but he loves wrestling. He loves wrestling. That's why over the course of this issue, you are gonna see Batman doing like V-triggers. You're gonna see this man doing one-winged angels. You're gonna see him doing all kind of wrestling moves. And if I do remember correctly, I saw Kenny Omega actually caught wind of what was going on in this book and basically was like, yes, I approve. He's like, yeah, I think he said, actually, I think it was more to the tune of, I am Batman is what Kenny Omega said. Because most of the moves that, I want to actually say all the moves really, that Batman does in this book that are wrestling moves, they were all Kenny Omega moves. And like not all of them, but I want to say at least the majority of them that I caught, they were Kenny Omega moves. The one-winged angel and the V-trigger, those are very specific Kenny Omega isms. Not to say other people don't do moves. Like the V-trigger, there's other people who do something similar, but they just call it something else. But the V-trigger is a very specific thing. And I will say too, if you are someone who, if you see these characters doing all these wrestling moves, you're like, man, that is so cool that he did that. That's so crazy. I wish more comics did that. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, go read some of Daniel Warren Johnson's other stuff, because he literally did a comic called Do a Power Bomb, which is all about wrestling. So you're getting to see all kinds of crazy wrestling moves in that book. And also, if you go read his Transformer series, in his Transformer series, literally from the word go, Transformers doing wrestling moves left or right. They're doing Rainmakers, they're doing Tombstone pile drivers, power bombs, RKOs. You even get to see Devastator do an RKO to Bruticus at one point or another. It's really crazy. What I love about this is that Daniel Warren Johnson pulled no punches. Daniel stood in the middle of the lion's den and said, I dare you. He said, I dare you. I'm going to do the thing. And that's what I want to see more of. I actually think this should not be the bug. It should be the feature. I think that when you want to talk about fascism, you want to talk about fighting back against fascism, you want to talk about fighting back against white supremacy, I think people need to have the same energy that Daniel Warren Johnson just had on this comic. On this comic right here. And it's not to say other people have not. There are other people out there who have done similarly. But the thing is, I want to see more white people. White with the what? I want to see more you doing this, because I can count plenty of your black and brown writers, artists, so on and so forth, who do this. Shout out to the homies David F. Walker, Chuck Brown, Sanford Green, because they were doing this with Bitterroot. Light work right there. That's light work right there. They were like, man, this is Tuesday for us, man. We're on it. We on it, doggone it. We've seen this in other books. We've seen this in books with a black creative team. I want to see more of our. I don't like using the term ally. I like using the term accomplice, because allies are fake. Allyism is fake. Accomplices, that's where I want to see. I want to see my white folks at. I want to see y'all in the accomplice line. But I want to see more of that. I want to see people unafraid to do what needs doing. The fact that there's a point in this comic where right before the white supremacists in question are about to attack the encampment where the immigrants are basically living in squalor, mind you, not living the life of Riley. They're literally living in squalor because they can't find anywhere else to go because the town is just that racist. There's a point where the police show up and they're like, hey, you guys can't hurt these people. You can't attack these people. And the police joined right in on it. And that's what I love. I love the commentary there. A lesser person would have shied away from that commentary. The fact that white supremacy and the police go hand in fucking hand. I love to see it. I love to see that kind of commentary. And I love to see that Daniel didn't shy away from it. And I think some of the imagery that he released prior to the release of this book was already kind of the canary in the coal mine for what this was going to be. The fact that he was not shying away from drawing imagery where Batman was choking out ICE agents and things of that nature. He wasn't afraid of it. And I want to see more of this. Like, honestly, this should have been a, I don't think we should have saved for annual, but honestly, I could have got a whole book out of this. Like you could make me a whole trade of just this right here. You make me a whole trade of this. DC, I think y'all might want to do that. That's what I would do. If I was DC Comics, like right now, that's what I would do. I would make a whole trade. I would absolute Batman breaks off the Klan. Like, why are we not doing that? And I think we talked about this in the Blerd Cave like a few weeks ago. But what I would do if I was DC, I would make this, even if you don't want to make it like a regular thing, I would make it an annual thing. Like, not just with absolute, Batman. You do absolute Batman too. But I think like every company should do it. I think DC should do it. I think Marvel should do it. I think Image should do it. I think every so often make it like a quarterly thing where you just take a particular superhero and just have them just go one-on-one. You go one-on-one with the Klan and and Nazis and whites. Like, just show me superheroes taking the fight to the real threat in this country right now. White supremacy. That's what I want to see more of. Like, DC, you keep your DC KO. I don't care about that. I mean, yeah, that's cool and I'm gonna enjoy it. But if you really want to hook me as a reader, maybe hook other people as readers, show us that you stand on business. Like, I mean, now don't get me wrong, you still are on my shit list for that Red Hood, bullshit. But if you really want to, maybe, I won't say set the record straight, but you really want to show me that y'all are not on that white supremacy bullshit. More of this, please. More. See that? See that? You see that right there? Look at that. Batman, right there, just like, man, about to go solo dolo. About to take him down. This is the type of stuff I want to see. But anyway, if you want to see more stuff like this, come drop by on the Blerd Cave this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. I will be giving away 2 copies of this. So yeah, pull up. But yeah, I will say before I don't get too excited. If you live over there somewhere, like when I say over there somewhere, I'm talking about like overseas. If you don't live in the contiguous United States, yeah, I can't give you one of these because the shipping would bankrupt me. We ain't doing that. So yeah, you got to live in a part of the United States that is actually connected to the United States. So on my Hawaii, Puerto Rico fam, I think that also includes or rather not includes, but excludes. I think it excludes Alaska as well. So I apologize. Is what it is. But anyway, I don't know. You guys let me know what you thought about it. Did you pick this up, or are you gonna pick this up? If you read it, man, what do you think about it? Did you like that full page? Did you like that full page spread with old boy? He was trying to do the zig. He was trying to do the zig Heil and. You like that? I loved it. But anyway, go check out Absolute Batman Annual 2025. I'm here for it. Anyway, see you guys later. We out of here. Peace.